So a couple of fun facts about me while the system is set up. So I'm usually one of the first persons on the dance floor since I was 17. So if you ever put some music, salsa music, I'll be out there. Another one, I was the first, so I'm Mexican, I was born Mexican, and I was the first non-European president of the European Commission Association of Trainees. So that was fun as well. So yeah, then there was a second one. So here we go. International Committee of the Red Cross. How many of you know the Red Cross? Raise hands. Everyone knows. The difference between the International Federation of the Red Cross and the International Committee of the Red Cross? So the International Committee of the Red Cross works in conflict zones. We work to protect and assist people in violence, conflict. The International Federation will work on national catastrophes. So 90% of our workforce works in countries where there has been war or conflict. It's either pre-conflict or post-conflict. We can actually predict when a conflict is coming, and we send our people before the conflict starts to be prepared for that. So we have 19,000 people working worldwide, and when you have 19,000 people working in 92 plus countries, you need to work better together. So these were our 3 objectives of the project, and as I said, work better together, connect HQ and the field, Geneva and 92 delegations, field as well, and enhancing peer-to-peer support. Sometimes a problem we have in Africa can be solved with someone working in Latin America, or someone in Asia, or in NAMI. So here's a small video. Next one. And it jumped up. Sorry for that. Nope. Didn't run. It's okay. We just saw it yesterday. Everyone was here yesterday, so if you were here yesterday, it shows. Oh, there you go. And the music. Okay, no. The music won't come out, so we saw it yesterday. But basically what we want to discuss today is how we develop the mindset, the community mindset, online and offline. And if you're thinking, well, why would you talk about only online and not offline? And when we talk about community, as you see it up here, it's not only the digital tool, it's basically all these tools, face-to-face, email, conference calls, Jive communities, wikis, and the internet to try to achieve a project objective, a unit or a project objective. And whenever we set up a community, we tell you have to focus on all of these areas to achieve your goal. And you have to communicate clearly to your team what you're trying to achieve. So online, we would use 1-week challenges. That's what we're setting up. So we communicate to the whole organization a 1-week challenge that enables us to gather the insights. And this allows for in-depth conversations. People have time to reply. People have time to think. People have the ability to develop things. A digital sprint is something shorter. So you tell them, we need your inputs for the next hour. And so you bring together you bring, sorry?
I've plugged the sound if you still want to play.
Oh yeah, that would be great, yeah. So you would you invite people for a 1-hour session, and you ask them one question. And they reply online, and this allows you to get their insights quite quickly. So it's a really good way of getting people's inputs. Micro trainings, same thing. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, you give a training and you stop. And then we move also to the face-to-face, which are also really important because these allow you to work in the mindset more in depth. So working out loud circles, who has heard about working out loud here? Okay, excellent, that's good news. So there's several ways of using Working Out Loud. One is Working Out Loud as a methodology for the whole organization, and the other one is based on John Stepper's book and the circles. So we're implementing this little by little. We have been playing or testing circles at the ICRC. So we have tried Working Out Loud. We have tried out Lean In circles. Have you heard about them? No? Lean In circles, based on the book by Sheryl Sandberg, empowering or helping women achieve their goals. So we've been playing with that. Based on that, we created the forward circles, which is quite simple. Instead of a 12-week engagement, like in the Working Out Loud circles, or the three-month engagement with the Lean In, a forward circle is just one session. You ask 5 people to come together, 1 hour and a half. Each one shares his or her objectives in a post-it. You post them on the wall, and you discuss them. And here you allow your colleagues to be ambitious. You allow your colleagues to say what they want to achieve, and you realize that you have the same goal as Brian. And you're like, hey, Brian, we want to get healthier. Why don't we go running at lunchtime? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's get for that. Or someone else says, I have issues public speaking. Oh, I have them too. We'd like to have a coffee and discuss resources. So in 1 hour 30, you see change in people, and you don't have to commit for a long time. And this helps everyone participating move forward. So this is one of the things we're rolling out. And basically, another thing that we're giving out is the Q&A sessions. So I make myself available. I was about to burn out for the last 2 years. So yeah, we had this award yesterday, second place. That's great. But the price of getting there is quite high in the digital teams because you're under a lot of pressure. Things go way beyond your expectations. We aimed for 10 communities, and we got 130. We didn't calculate that success. So one thing I've managed to do is say, I'm not going to reply to questions by email or people saying, Ernesto, can we have a talk about communities? I say, we're going to meet next week. We meet every week for 1 hour. I'm available for questions and answers online, so people can jump in. And this allows me to stay, I would say that, human, to not burn out. And this is something that I've learned quite well. You need to make yourself available in the right timing to avoid getting overwhelmed. So one example of the Working Out Loud circles, 5 colleagues from 3 departments out of our 6. And this allows you to get insights, to share what you're working on, to be vulnerable, to say, this is my idea, what do you think about it? And this allows you to also to get insights from other departments. Another one of our Working Out Loud circles has people from our 4 of our 6 departments. And you see each person grow week by week. And by the end of the session, by the end of the 12 weeks, you achieve one of your objectives that you set up inside. And so it's helping each one of them build their digital skills. Here's one example of Hanan, one of our colleagues. And she says, it's allowed me to connect better with my colleagues. I'm not sure if she said it here, but she also told us, I came to work with colleagues, and Working Out Loud helped me change the dynamic to see how I see my colleagues as human beings, as people who have desires, who have weaknesses, who have ambitions, and it's changed the way I see the way we work together. So it's really interesting to see how this has an impact on people, and as I said, in the mindset. As I mentioned, the forward circles, and briefly, tools for effective community management. And we tell them, if you're a community manager, you need to be able to manage all of these tools wisely. And you need to be able to share that to your colleagues. And it's saying, you might start a discussion on email, and then you say, well, this is too complex. We need to work on this on a Jive community, so we're going to discuss it on a Jive community. Then we move to, actually, we need a Skype session. So you have a Skype session, or you do both together. A digital sprint will have Skype and communities. You might say, OK, we need a document to go further in this. We need to move this discussion to something more concrete. Then you put that on a team space on SharePoint, and this is document management. Once it's finalized, well, you publish it to the internet, and it's available for everyone in the organization. So a community manager must be able to work on all of these tools and know when to bring their colleagues from one to the other. How we set expectations. As I said, we have 19,000 colleagues working in conflict zones. Some of our colleagues will be there 1 week in the office and then 3 weeks in the field with no connectivity or with really low connectivity. So you cannot expect people to be online 365 days a year. We don't measure only engagement. We would like to have their engagement when it's easy for them to join. So we'd like to see engagement for this 1 week challenge. We don't expect them to be there a whole month or 2 months in a row. Does that make sense to you? And how you set expectations with regard to your teams and how you show value? We show value when you achieve 1 week's objectives, not when you have, I don't know, 40% active. Active where? What are they doing? Digital sprint. I would say you only know the value once you play it. I'm not sure we're going to have the time to do one today. But who has been on an ESN Twitter chat? Raise your hands. A Twitter chat? No? 1, 2, 3? OK. So basically, it allows you to ask questions and get feedback from many, many people at the same time. And it's quite a valuable way of engaging people directly on your tool and getting the insights. I'm sure you want examples. And one reason why we do this. Sometimes in the organization I work for, someone will show up in a meeting, 20 people, really smart people sitting in a room, and one of them says, I have 24 years of experience in the field. And everyone else is like, well, I don't have 24 years of experience in the field. You just shy down. And this blocks the collective intelligence of 20 smart people. So what happens in a digital sprint? You don't have that. You cannot say, hey, I have 24 years of experience. You're answering a question. Everyone has the same voice, no matter if they're the youngest colleague in the room, he just joined the company, or he has 25 or 30 years working for the organization. So this is a lot of value in this digital way of engaging. One quick example. So 32 replies to one question, and this is within 15 minutes. We had one colleague saying, I don't do collective intelligence because it takes a lot of time. And with this, you show them, well, actually, you can get inputs from your colleagues. In 15 minutes, you have 32 answers, 32 contributions. Yes, you need a little bit of time to read that and come back to them, but it can be quite quick to get insights from your colleagues. It doesn't have to be a long-term process. 1 week challenge. So this is something we implemented recently, which is we ask powerful questions to our colleagues, and we expect their contributions. And this helps us change how we work. We're seeing we have a lot of bureaucracy. How do we change this organization? We are 156 years old. We have a top-down command and control mindset. How do we change that? And many people want to change that. And so we ask these 2 questions. What must we explore if we want to make the ICRC better for people affected? And what must we explore if you want to make ICRC better for our staff? And then people replied. The third question was, if you were in charge of the institution, what would you change? And people gave their inputs over 1 week. 36 replies. And you would say, yes, 36 replies. But you should look at the quality of the replies. People spend time because they know this will be seen by everyone. This could be seen by everyone in the organization, that our director general is reading this, that our senior management is reading the inputs of people contributing. So it's really valuable feedback coming in, and this is helping our teams develop and change how we work. Quick view on the stats of the 1 week challenge. So 27 ideas with institutional value over a week. And the engagement, yeah, it doesn't look huge, but it's just checking, yeah. 106 people participating, 9 people contributing, active in 159. This is, you see the spike going up over this week. And you see the same group before we activated the 1 week challenge. So how do we develop this strategy with the communities? We have an institutional strategy. And I think this is something that other organizations have as well. How do you implement that? We saw this example yesterday from engaging the senior management in it. And so we have our 5 pillars of our strategy up there, and we enable our colleagues to engage and to discuss on this. We didn't have that 2-3 years ago. And if you think, how do we enable a network mindset in a traditional organization? How many people have the same challenge here? Okay, so the others have a forward-looking organization already. I'm really happy for you, because not always you get that. You've seen this way of interaction, artisans, people on their own, 20th century hierarchies. The leader has a voice, everyone follows. I'm the leader, I'm speaking, you follow. And 21st century social networks allowing people to connect and learn from each other. So something that we found recently is changing this mindset from the leader-follower to the leader-leader. There's a book called Turn the Ship Around by David Marquardt, and it says, when you change the way you see people, and when you take your glasses, and you stop seeing people as followers, and you put them on, and everyone you see, no matter where they come from, is a leader in your organization, this changes completely the way you listen to people, the way you value what they have to say. No matter if they just started, first day in the company, I'm new here, I don't know what to do. Well, I know you have some leadership skills, capabilities. How can we make that forward? How is your voice gonna impact the whole organization, or your team, or your division? So this is sometimes challenging for people in my organization, and I would say for many other people. It's like, whoa. Are you telling me that he's a leader, and then what's he gonna do? And what if everyone starts going everywhere? There's a really good video about this, how you actually can have control based on competency. You bring people on a leader, how to say that, stair path, on a leadership path, and clarity. When you have a clarity of vision, everyone knows what to do to move forward. Does this make sense? Does this help you, I would say, rethink how you're negotiating hierarchies? I can tell you one example of the ICRC. We have 10% mobile residents, mobile colleagues. Mobile would be the expats, being shifted 1 year to the next mission. And we have resident colleagues. And resident colleagues will be there for 10, 15 years. They're people working in their country. So you have this resident colleague who sees this mobile coming in. He doesn't speak the language. I have 10 years of working experience with the ICRC. I speak the language of my country. And this guy comes here, and he's my boss. And he tells me what to do. How do I feel? It's not that easy, huh? To have a 26-year-old kid telling me, 38, what to do, or 40 or 50, and the other way around. I'm here, I'm the mobile, I just got here, and I see all of these people who don't have a master's degree as I do. And I'm giving them orders, and I don't understand why they're not respecting me. So when you manage to change this leader-follower to a leader-leader, you have a better understanding and can work your way forward. So this is helping us shift this command and control mindset to a more enabling one. Just an example of a community, Iris community, it's helping us build new tools, and you see the launch in March. All of these countries launching this new supply chain tool, an ERP, helping us in the supply chain system, and they're improving feedback, iteration of this tool with colleagues contributing to that. Instead of working 2 years developing an IT tool and boom, launching it, and people say, I can't achieve this, I can't work with this, you're getting feedback constantly, week by week, and improving the tool as we go forward. So this is shifting the way we improve and we work together. A quick overview of the map launched, and this is month by month. 102 colleagues engaging on this project, logistics and finance team, so helping us bridge across silos. And this is a quick overview of 6 months ago. what you see here is the beginning of the network, Geneva providing feedback and answers to people in the field. And this is the network growing over the past 8 months. So you see here how it's centralized response. And you start to see how answers now flow from country to country, region to region, and not always passing through Geneva. This is what we wanted to achieve, and this is where we're going. I'll stop here with this and show you how it looks on the a quick user journey for our colleagues. This is our homepage of our intranet. Here you have the top news, the top stories of our operations, things everyone should know in the ICRC. Then we have spotlights, things we need to bring attention to, announcements. Any one of our team can add an announcement, or an event, a link to our communities, and then projects info and security updates, because some of our colleagues sadly can get kidnapped or have other security incidents. From here, you have the team spaces, so the document management, the communities, and Ask ICRC. Ask ICRC is this tool that helps us answer questions and connect us globally, helping us with the peer-to-peer support. So this is how Ask ICRC looks. You can type a search, ask for colleagues, and as you're typing, it shows you similar questions and the answers. And this is automatically, so it sends questions directly to the right expert based on a know-how profile that is active as learning as you walk, as you talk, as you engage with the system. It learns and it sends questions to the right expert. So it's not only using our collective intelligence, it's also using machine learning to identify the right expert. So this is the knowledge map of the organization, and what we were mentioning, time to solution, 70% of questions get solved within a day, 98% of the questions have been solved, and 4.6 in terms of quality. And so this is also the network working together to solve this. Another example of one of our communities, Prison Systems Advisors. We're working in prisons worldwide, and we're trying to help our colleagues connect and learn from one another. And so this allows us for colleagues to share ideas, get insights, get peer-to-peer support. And this is something we enabled as of the past 8 months with the project. Quick overview of the community's homepage. As I said, you can search for people, communities, content. We have rolled out Outlook this week, and we have some bugs in the going forward. So we created a hut where people can come and ask questions, and you see that there's been 44 replies to this question. How can we improve this? What are your feelings? How can we do better? And we allow also for colleagues to create blog posts, personal blog posts, and just reading through, you can see some of the value of the things that our colleagues are sharing, going into details of highly emotional and important topics that we might be confronted in the work we do. So this is, I would say, a quick overview of where we are, just to end up with something more fun. Let's try again the video. And nope. This sound won't come out. Sorry for that. I'm ready for your questions.